Welcome to the world's fastest growing podcast that interviews random Todds and asks them unpredictable questions in a series of wacky segments.
Here at the Toddcast, we believe every Todd has a story, and we want to hear it. All right, welcome in everybody to another episode of the Toddcast. Today, we have filmmaker and producer Todd Bogin on the show. Check him out on Instagram at El Bogino. How's it going, Todd? Welcome in.
Thank you guys for having me. It's going well. How are you doing?
We're doing well. Trying to make it through this stormy day we're having right now.
I think we'll make it out alive.
Oh yeah, we'll do all right.
But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and jump right into hearing a little bit about you, Todd, in our first segment.
Once Upon a Todd.
All right, so this is the segment to tell the Todd Squad, the listeners, who are you, and what do you want them to know about you?
I'm just as you guys might know, a Todd, I guess. And I work in film. I work in video production. I video producer, editor, a lot of branded content stuff, and movies. Starting to get more into movies. Made a short like a year ago that did really well, and I'm and once COVID's over, going to be making my first feature length film as a director writer.
Ooh!
And besides that, that's really the most exciting thing about me. Other than that, I'm really just nothing too crazy.
I mean, that sounds like that would take up a lot of one's time.
Yes, it does take up a lot of time, and I don't know if I know you guys do creative ventures, obviously, and it's a lot of time of not liking yourself and being frustrated with yourself until the one time you get something that works, and then once that thing works, you have other people who tell you it needs to work a little bit better, but it's at least showing signs of good work. So it's just constantly dealing with your self-esteem, let's say.
Yeah. Everyone's a critic, it seems. So
everyone's a critic, and sometimes we're our biggest critic, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I was telling Michael that before this show I'm pretty critical of myself. So I think everyone is.
I mean, you ever?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
And now we have way too much time to think about ourselves.
Exactly.
Live with
all this downtime to be like, oh, I could have done this, and this better. Let me work on that, or how am I going to do that better in the future? So, how long have you been into filmmaking, editing, and producing and everything?
Well, if you want me to go back in time, in high school, I was very into it. I was such a cool guy in high school that I was the head of the film club in my high school.
Oh, nice.
Me and a bunch of other guys who were single, and we watched movies and talked about them and made movies back in the day, the 2000s or whatever. And so I've always been into it, and then professionally since about 2000, maybe 12, 13.
Awesome.
And I've been, in terms of movies, it's just really the last 2 years and going through this independent route the last really 2 years. But branded content commercials since about 2012. Editing around the same time. So, yeah.
Nice. So, you've been around it for quite some time then. That's cool.
Quite some time. Been on a lot of sets. Been in a lot of post-production. Everything you can think of to get by in the industry. It's one of those industries that, like, the more you can learn to do, the more you diversify in, you'll be able to survive more and more. And it's an industry where you're constantly fighting to survive. So,
yes.
It's been a trip. It's been good. Some moments where you're scared, but mostly it's been good. And yeah, just interesting to see where it's going to go as well with everything going on. So,
oh, definitely.
Yeah. So when you were, I guess, younger, was there like a specific director or movie that you really enjoyed and that kind of said, man, I want to make something like that?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question, and it's funny because it changes over time, and then you go back to it. I mean, when I was a kid, I liked all the classics. I guess I grew up in the 90s America, so you have to say, obviously like Spielberg when you're younger.
Yeah.
And watching all that stuff, and then you get into the darker, more independent stuff at that time. when I was like in high school, I was obsessed with the Tarantinos of the day and
Yeah.
Paul Thomas Anderson, and then now it's just like all I do is watch movies, and it's just deep dive into everything. I've been on like a big French kick lately, but then at the same time I'll watch like a dumb rom-com. For me, there's never been a specific one that I wanted to be like. I just want to like inject all of it into me.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I was big into Spielberg. Obviously, I think everyone loves the Tarantino films. Especially
course.
growing up in the '90s, you grew up seeing Spielberg was a big
Yeah.
one in the '90s. So
Yep. I mean, exactly. And it was all like just watching those old ones. And then as you get older, your taste obviously changes and you start
Yeah.
to see like, oh, okay, there's like different kinds of movies. There's like the pop movies. There's the movies that are art. And, this shot is a 10-minute shot that's like beautiful, but I might not be in the mood to watch it every day.
yeah,
But, it grows. It grows. And I like a lot of like just like I've been getting into a lot of foreign stuff lately, and then it'll swing back
yeah,
for sure to pop when I need it. So
Wow.
yeah. That's awesome. I mean, we'll definitely have to keep you in touch with you whenever we decide to make the Toddcast future movie. I assume we'll probably be moving into movie platforms here soon.
No,
There's-
absolutely.
Yeah,
definitely,
so,
there's
yeah.
some Todd filmmakers out there. You got a few Todd filmmakers out there.
We're going with you, man. You are our guy. So
I'll be your first guest. I promise. I promise. Especially when the movie comes out, we'll do it. But then you got there's a couple famous Todd filmmakers who probably will bring you a lot more listeners than me. But
no, that's awesome though. That's a it's a pretty interesting world there. I've obviously never delved into it too much. I'm a viewer more than a
yeah.
doer of the producing a movie side. So I think that's cool that you're into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so you said you produced before, or you're?
Oh no, I'm strictly a viewer. If I produced anything, it
Viewer.
would.
Sorry, I thought you said viewer. I thought you said doer. Sorry. Yeah, no, it's producing is like one of those things where it's like I started off essentially PAing, like everyone else. Actually, So I mean, and so you just learn how to produce because it's like you need to survive and you need to have an income and there's like an opening through there. But it's fine. It's a great skill to have. It's probably like one of those things like a mother wanting you to become a lawyer, so you have that skill set. But it's not the most exciting thing for me, but I do like doing it. But yeah, it's what's interesting if the business aspect right now is like everything's changing through the industry right now. So I've been fortunate enough to have this kind of like independent route where there's some funding. We've been able to get some funding due to like some past success, and in a sense, it's like it's creating it. I feel like once this is all over, creating like a new form of doing business with it. Hopefully, like new revenue streams through it and new ways of making like filmmakers be profitable and have a career without having to like go through the Hollywood system, if you will.
Yeah.
But obviously, what comes with that is a lot of self work, not hiring certain things out in terms of production and finance. Financing we're getting finance, but just some of the laborious stuff that you can usually hire out. But that's the way it is.
Ooh, sounds like a lot more work for you.
Yeah, it's all right. I always say it's like a full-time job for people who don't want a real job. You know what I mean? So, you're doing a lot worse stuff. So
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it sounds like you're super passionate about filmmaking and all that. I mean, is there anything else in life that gets you that passionate as well?
I gotta be honest with you, maybe not as passionate. I like music, listening to it, playing it a little bit, but not professionally. I don't know, like maybe. I don't know about you guys. I love a good game of basketball, but playing some basketball, running. But my passions just lie in creativity, and I think if it wasn't in film, it would be in something else. So it's like that's just where it is. Everything else is good, but it's just like it's hard to like feel that like the itch that it has inside you, where you're just like it's a constant riddle and a constant drive of like I gotta do this. I don't know why I have to do this, but I have to do this. Everything else is more or less like you gotta eat, you gotta survive. My friends, obviously, and family, it's all wonderful, but I would say that most of my life is one track focused with this, which isn't necessarily the healthiest thing all the time. But it is what it is. I love sports. If you want to go with that, I'll play a good game of basketball if anyone wants. So.
Yeah, I once played basketball when I was younger, and I think I shot at the wrong hoop, and that was the end of my career.
Yeah,
I was like that kid.
You were that kid.
Definitely one of those kids.
Hey, we all. Everyone needs that kid there because they, it's, so
makes them feel better. No, that's awesome. But definitely, I think what you're doing right now is something if you're not passionate about it, it's something you can't really be halfway with. It's something you're either all the way in with, or it kind of dies at your feet, and you move on.
Much like probably like having a podcast for people named Todd. It's like you have to have that passion in order to get it started, and then see where it goes.
Yeah, we've got a passion for Todds.
Yeah,
that's the movie title.
We've got a passion for Todd. The documentary.
There it is, man. There's multiple sequels with that one, so that's good. Yeah. A whole like series ready to go with that.
Passion of the Todd. I'm gonna stop now.
Yeah, let's reel that one in. Mel Gibson in this movie too. Oh, God. Good Lord.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Well, I think that rounds out Once Upon a Todd.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. On to the next one.
What if Todd was one of us?
So what if Todd was one of us? This segment, we like to put you in a situation that one of us, one of the listeners, or just people in general deal with on a very, usual basis. And they're usually pretty awkward scenarios. So this one right here is one that I've personally fallen victim to before. So how do you recover from waving at someone that you thought was waving at you, but it turns out they were waving at the person behind you? Because, I've done it multiple times where I'll see someone waving. It looks like they're looking at me, and I'm like, oh, hey, don't know you. And then it's like, then what do you do afterwards?
Do I say like what I would actually do, or my advice if I was as cool as my advice is? Because there's two different ways. If I was cool, I would say something and make a joke out of it. Like, oh, I thought you were waving at me. Like, do you want to be friends with me? Let's just be, make a joke out of it and make them laugh. I think if they see you do the wave, it depends on if they make eye contact with you, because sometimes they don't see you do the wave, and then you just play it cool.
Yeah.
Look at your phone, pretend you have a call. But if they see you, I think you should say something and make fun out of it.
Yeah.
What I would do in person is I would 100% put my headphones on and walk away and not look back.
That's exactly what I do. Yeah. It's like, oh, I was supposed to pay for this stuff. Well, I'm just going to leave with it. This is my stuff now. I don't have time to be here.
Like my aunt could be waiting for me behind that lady. It's like, sorry, I'm just going to text her. Like,
I'm done here.
Not going to see you today.
No, I do like the embracing it situation, because one thing I just thought of is so somebody's waving at you, they have their hand up, you have your hand up, and then you just start approaching them and just meet at a high five. How do you
if that turns into a high five, that's awesome.
Right. You may be 45 feet away from them, but if you hold that high five, they're going to see it coming and just brace for
the air high five is so perfect, man. Especially for today's with COVID, it's perfect social distance high fiving.
Yeah,
that would be like a perfect ending. You are literally in that's awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and then it gets in those awkward situations where it's not a good high five and it doesn't. You miss each other. I'm just trying to make this the most awkward scenario I can think of.
Yeah, it's not good. The missed high five is bad. It's like, do you tell them, hey, can we re-high five? Do you go for a re-high five, or do you accept the fact that it was a bad high five?
I just sit there in my shame.
Yeah. It's a lot of shame today.
It's a lot of pressure.
It is a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
High fives are hard because there's two things going on. It's you have to hit correctly, geometrically. I don't know if that's the right term. And the sound has to sound good.
Yes.
So you have a lot of it's not just a nice high five. The sound has to be good, and the hands have to hit at the exact right position.
Exactly, and the people around you can see if they don't hear it correct. They can hear when a bad high five goes down. and then people start like murmuring.
100%.
A small crowd of people boo. Like it's really upsetting when that happens.
I've been booed for a bad high five.
Yeah.
And you're the guy who can't high five. It's worse than the guy. If you're a guy who can't high five, I think it's worse than a guy who can't handshake. Because at least a handshake, it's like, oh, maybe I'm afraid of germs, but the high five is so quick.
Yeah,
it's under the 5-second rule, so maybe
maybe it's a fist pump kind of guy.
Oh,
or like chest bumps.
Might be the future. I've been doing the
the elbow. Yeah,
elbows.
That's really come to popularity these days.
Yeah,
but there's always a little pause. Like everyone kind of pauses. It's like landing like the space station or something. It's
like I was talking to somebody yesterday, or not yesterday. It was a couple days ago, and it was somebody I just met. And at the end of the conversation, you're usually like, "Oh, well, thanks. It was nice meeting you." This and that. You shake hands. So like he reaches out for the handshake, and I put my elbow out like I have like a fish fin, and my elbow is just there, and his hand is just like grazing against it. And it was probably like one of the.
Oh man!
Yeah, that's what he did. He like put his hand on my elbow, and then we're like, okay, and then like we went on. But like that's something I don't think I'll ever get over.
He was probably thinking about that the whole rest of the day for sure.
Oh yeah,
I would say. But I mean, it happens.
Yeah. So yeah, just either embrace it or play it off, I guess, or just be super awkward about it and leave.
In my mind, I would embrace it.
Yeah.
I'm with you, Todd. You're a wise one.
Mr. But I just want you to know that's in my mind. In real life, I'm walking away awkwardly. I just want you to know that I'm not the cool.
Exactly, so and that's where I'm at as well.
Yeah, he's getting on the ground, army crawling away, and just dipping out,
leaving the country.
All right, so that is what if Todd was one of us.
Yes, it is.
Great answer. So on to the next one.
Quarantine, more like Borantine.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if you heard of quarantine or anything, Todd. But yeah, it's going on. But yeah, we want to know, how's your life changed with all this madness in the world? And obviously, I'm assuming you're not shooting films, though, at least in the capacity you were before. So how's it been for you?
Well, a few different routes. Not to hamper on the film stuff. So what I've been doing recently is we've been shooting this little series with a friend of mine, using friends who have like work in the industry. We have pro equipment in a sense, and we've been going out and shooting these like little shorts with like 2 people crew, just like in New York City. I live in New York, so like in the city. And we just do it like guerrilla style, where we're just like, we're following the rules. We don't have a tripod. If you're listening in city, sorry, you're allowed to shoot in the street if you're handheld. But anyways, we're going out. We're like micing everyone up on a lab, and I've written like 4 or 5 scripts, and we've gone out and shot a few stuff, some really fun stuff. It's not out yet, and we're like calling it "Welcome to Concrete City." And there's going to be like 3 or 4 shorts. We've just been doing it the last month. We have a couple more to do.
Fun.
I'm editing them. And they're like literally like 3 to 5 minute New York City pieces, like social distancing. We're not doing anything, but one of them is like a fight on the subway over someone wearing their backpack on the subway that ends into a chase throughout New York City. And another one is like a guy asking to use a bathroom and they won't let him in. And so he like finds his way in, he goes bathroom, and then he says he'll pay for something he doesn't. So that's another chase. Those 2 are chases. We have another a fight between a preacher in Times Square and a street photographer who took a photo of him. And we have a couple other ones I'm working on. So I've been doing that and doing all the editing on that, and because that's just like keeping busy. But majority of my quarantine has literally been working on what's called Left with Only Rain, which is giving me my first feature length, finishing the script to that, and doing all the pre-production. I have producers, I should say. They're doing that too. I'm just director writer, but it's a lot of storyboarding. It's an hour-and-a-half movie, working with the actress, organizing the soundtrack situation with my friend Josh Henderson, who's going to be scoring it. He's doing demos, everything you can think of, storyboarding, locations, prepping all that. And then I also wrote another full-length script that's hopefully the follow of that movie that will be called Heavy Ashes. It has a lot more drafts to go. And then outlining a third one, and then I had a short film that I made 1.5 years ago in the beginning of quarantine. It did really well. Got a lot of festivals, won a bunch of awards, blah, blah, blah. That was airing on TV in the beginning of quarantine, but I haven't really done too much on that yet. But that's called Modulation Nowhere. And so a lot of my quarantine has been just being creative. I've been lucky enough where I already kind of work from home. So I kind of just worked from home and then wore a mask when I had to go out. But really, I've just been trying to be as creative as possible. I just like have tried to like keep a routine, waking up every day. I usually go for a jog and work as much as I can. And I've been watching more movies than ever in my life. I've been keeping track of movies. I think I've been averaging like since March like around 40 movies a month.
Whoa!
So I've been yeah, it's kind of interesting.
Goodness.
So I've been going home. I got a projector, so I've been watching just movies every night, like 1 to 2, Criterion Channel, Netflix, Canopy. If any of them want to also license any of my movies, they can get it. No, Amazon. So like I've really just been trying. I've been just trying to be as creative as possible and as healthy as possible. It was like I kind of made that deal with myself in the beginning. But to be honest with you, the prep on the movie is a lot of work. And writing another script is a lot of work, and then writing the short films is a lot of work as well. But it's not. It's again, I say that knowing that this is very fun work, and it's not to be complaining. It's I love doing it. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever written before, but we were talking earlier. If you ever want to hate yourself, write a screenplay. And rewrite a screenplay, and then rewrite it again, and then get notes and rewrite it again. If you ever feel like you like yourself too much, just so you guys know.
Yeah.
But yeah. And reading books. I've read a couple books, and just, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. I feel like there's been 2 different ways of handling quarantine. Like, some people have maybe, like, taken off or maybe, like, needed time to just kind of, like, reset, which is also wonderful.
Yeah.
I've kind of been of like just try and like keep busy as possible so you don't have to stop and think about all the craziness going on.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't start a podcast like you guys did though, which is awesome.
Hey.
So.
Yeah, it sounds like you've done
You've done
3 times the amount of work, if not more.
But no, that's
Well, some might say it's due to anxiety, trying to avoid anxiety, but you know, it is what it is.
But it looks like you've been able to embrace it and like make a lot of progress in the stuff that you already had set as long-term goals anyway. So stuff you were trying to get done, this just gives you more focus time, it sounds like. And you're able to really hone in on what you're doing.
For me, it was really good for that. I was able to like literally like instead of like, you know, like there's nothing going on in the production industry right now. So there's really no jobs. It was been really hard for that since then because it's like there's no real starting a little bit again, but it's been shut down really. So yeah, it's that time where it's like that screenplay you had in your head or the screenplay that you need to finish because you have producers and investors who need you to get done with it. It's time to it's time to do it. So it's been like that for me. It's been like just do it, you know.
Yeah.
Which has been good. Because I feel like a lot of times in life, it's like I personally, and maybe a lot of people, I personally avoid doing what's hard. So it's been like this, like just go through it kind of lesson. And I gotta be honest with you, it's not that bad actually, just going through it.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. Just doing like today, I'm gonna do the thing that I don't want to do because it's hard. But you know, in terms of everything else going on in life, I feel very lucky and I'm healthy and my family's been healthy and that's really the most important thing, obviously. So
definitely.
Yeah. Wow. It sounds like you're taking all this free time and just really, really maximizing it. Like you said, sometimes you gotta do some of those things that, you know, aren't as fun or sexy, but like it's still en route to your end goal. You've got to do some of those things, and that's awesome.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think Brad, you know what time it is.
Oh, I do.
It's time to prod Todd.
All right, Prod Todd. What in the world could that be?
I love it.
It's time for a series of absolutely random questions.
Let's do it.
All right. So, very first one, Todd. If you could morph 2 animals to make one super animal, which animals would you choose, and then what would you name that new super animal?
I think I would do okay, I got this. A dog eagle.
Ooh.
That's
Because I love dogs,
Yeah.
but it'd be cool if a dog could fly. And then think about this. You could maybe, if it's a big enough dog, the dog can fly you.
Ooh.
And
Just a mini
in this
Griffin.
hypothetical world. Yeah, exactly. Like Game of Thrones with the dragons, but nobody gets killed and there's no fire. But I would call it a deagle's too obvious.
Yeah,
I feel like, right?
you're better than that.
So like, I'm better than that. I think
More
we
creative
gotta
than
call
that.
it like, yeah, we gotta be more creative than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think we could call it a, I don't know. That's a tough one. Let's call it a flying puppy's bad.
I think it's great. Flying
Straight to the point.
A pupicus.
Wait, what was
Yes, a pupicus, mixing Pegasus
there we go.
with wings and a puppy. A pupicus.
I like it. I like it.
But it had to be a pretty big dog because I'd want it to like take me to the grocery or something, you know. So yeah.
What is your pet pupicus's name?
Oh, that's a good one. My
like
dog growing up was Rowdy, so I always name every dog Rowdy.
Oh,
So maybe just Rowdy in honor of my the dog I had for my whole life growing up for 17
There
years.
we go.
But I think to
Nice.
be cool, we would call him something Greek.
yeah.
Maybe, but with like a dog pun. I always like to name a dog pun.
Oh yeah, puns are essential.
Let's call it like Dogga Pegasus doesn't work. I'll probably just end up calling him like Rowdy, I'm sure.
Yeah, just straight to the point. No, I like the dog assist.
Yeah. What is the plural of the dog assist? Is it dog assisses or dog assi?
Ooh,
I think
Cacti.
Doggasai would be singular, right? Or would that be the plural?
well, it's like a group of
dog assist is-
cacti, or cactuses is cacti.
You're right.
Yeah,
I like Doggasai is cool, I think.
Yeah,
it's
Sounds like a good band name too.
it sounds like an awesome band name.
Like a
gotta take a
band
swap
that puts out
Doggasai
like one
tonight.
album and breaks up.
We got them VIP ticks.
First album is Flying to the Grocery.
I guess keeping it on the subject of dogs.
Let's do it.
Who do you think let the dogs out? Who? Who?
I feel like it was like some kind of like weird government program from like the 80s or something, to be honest with you. That like I'm not, you know what I mean?
You could have gave me 822,000 guesses. That would have not been the
Illuminati. Let the dogs out.
I'm just gonna go with that. Why not? I'm not usually into conspiracies, but this one I am into.
Yeah, I think this has been one of the most popular conspiracies that's been swept under the rug for over like 20 years or so. So it's about time we found out who let the dogs out. You tell us.
Man. So pick 3 words to describe yourself. Just 3.
To describe me, I would say anxiety.
Oh my.
Yes.
Let's say anxiety. 3 words: anxiety, work, and self. Not what's the term? What was the term we were talking about earlier when you are always kind of upset with yourself?
Critical?
Self-criticizing,
Self-criticizing?
I would say.
Sledgehammer?
Maybe this is too negative. I should be more positive. Yeah. Bold, smart. You know. I don't know.
There we go. What would you use?
Creative, maybe.
What 3 words would you describe Michael as?
I knew it.
I would say entrepreneur.
Ooh.
I like it.
Great sense of the world and international man, judging by what's behind him.
I have a map of the world behind me for the listeners.
And really good radio voice, podcast voice.
He does have a great voice.
Ooh.
It really carries the show. So
Coming to you live. All right, and 3 words to describe Brad now.
Oh
no.
I would say nervous.
yes,
Notice what we were gonna say.
yes. Face.
I would say funny
All right.
and quick-witted. But I don't know if quick-witted have a hyphen? We'll go with it.
Yeah, we'll hyphenate it just for positivity's sake. Thank you.
Okay, that's why I have to do so many drafts of my script because I'm really bad with grammar. So.
Well, this question.
Oh no!
I forgot I put this one in there. Would an orphan platypus rather be adopted by a family of ducks or a family of beavers?
Probably ducks because it can go into water with it, right? Beavers might eat it.
Well, they're like a
beaver.
platypus is like a hybrid duck beaver combo. So like,
Oh wow, it's like a dog assist.
yeah, it's a real life dog assist, and it even ends in the same suffix.
I mean, I think the option to go into the water is more important.
I think beavers can go under the water, can't they?
Hide. Can they? I don't know.
They build dams, but
Yeah, they're
the
in the
dams
water.
usually don't have water. Oh, they do have those
don't you
tails.
think
The tails are
eating-
for swimming.
You're right, but eating fish sounds much better than eating wood of a tree.
I don't know. Woods. Have you ever eaten wood?
I bet.
No, I if you fry it, you might be able to sell it.
Yeah, some deep fried oak bark is delicious.
Deep fried oak. I like deep fried mahogany myself, but it's
Yeah, you seem like a mahogany man. You're so fancy.
deep fried cedar's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. That one's can go either way.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They can't fly though, so they may feel more at home with the beavers. They are wingless
that's a tough
beavers.
I mean, would a mule rather be a donkey or a they're a mix of a donkey and a horse, right? So like, would a mule rather be? I think you'd rather be a horse.
Oh yeah,
I mean, who wouldn't
So-
want to be?
Either.
yeah. I would be a Clydesdale.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, I'd be so majestic and cool. I'd be so
I
cool.
would be a horse in like one of those like. I would like to be a retired racehorse, like who won a bunch of champions. You get to retire at like 3.
I want to be a celebrity
and you're sold for,
racehorse who's retired.
He's not working anymore.
cool
Right?
name.
He's just signing autographs and doing commercials now.
Yeah, man, just retired. They retire at like 3 or 4 and then live like in a really nice. I don't know if this is all true. I
My horse knowledge is a little lackluster.
it's a little outdated, I think. Yeah.
Man. So not related at all. What is your favorite movie quote? I mean, related to your passion for movies, though.
Yeah, it's not like he's seen 862
man.
movies.
Yeah. Out of the 45,000 a month, which quote pops out?
Oh man, this must be like more difficult for him because he's seen so many movies.
It's really difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, I have my movies up here. Let's see. I mean, I got maybe one I've seen in the last recently. I mean, I could go really artistic with it and say one that's like really poetic, but then I feel like I should say something that's actually like kind of funny. I rewatched the original Planet of the Apes. So like the end scene when he's seeing Statue of Liberty. But I like when he says, "Get your hands off me, you damn dirty ape." It's just like really ridiculous. I've been watching some. Let's see, man, this is a really tough one. This is one I
Yeah.
feel like I almost needed to prepare for. I've been watching a lot of Humphrey Bogart movies, like noir films. So I like the concept of those lately, like In the Lonely Place. But I forgot the exact quote. I could maybe look it up, but that's more too poetic.
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of just noirs. I can't say a specific one, but I love the way they talk in that and the quotes on that. Specifically, I just watched the movie The Big Sleep with Humphrey Bogart by Raymond Chandler, and that's like all perfect quotes that I think people should look up.
Oh,
That I'm not able to do right now because
Yeah.
maybe I should.
What about you, Michael? Do you have a favorite movie quote?
man. I always say my favorite movie is School of Rock. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like the musician in me just like gets
Yeah.
Really fun
amped up about that, you know?
You do look like Jack Black.
Yeah, thank you. Just a little bit. Yeah, what if
You're welcome.
quote out of that one? I don't know. Like I like
yeah.
the part where he like goes up into like the little like handshake with the like the pianist kid.
Yeah.
And he's like, let's rock today. I mean, I like that one. Don't let the man let you down. There's a better one in there somewhere. I got to rewatch it and get back to everybody.
It's a tough one.
It's a tough question.
It is, especially
getting a taste of our own medicine.
Right.
Well, because you're like, there's so many that are some. It's like music too. It's like some lyrics are so personal, and some music are so personal that you don't even want to tell anyone you listen to it. Almost in a weird way. It's like if you share it with someone, it's like so vulnerable. And there's certain movies that are like that. And there's certain movie quotes like. The obvious, you can tell a funny comedy movie quote, which is also great, but some of them that like really mean a lot. It's like I don't know if I can even share that because I'm still processing that movie. Or, like I don't know, like that's so close to me. I mean, I know that's very sensitive to say, but it's kind of for me at least, it's kind of true. But
yeah.
Hey, Brad, what about yours?
Mine?
Yeah,
like the first one that came to my mind was "You Had Me at Hello" from. What was it? What was that freaking? What is the movie?
The that one with the guy and the girl.
Jerry Maguire.
Yeah, Jerry Maguire. That's the only. When you said movie quote, that's the only thing I could think of. Is "You had me at hello." I don't know why. I don't even like that movie quote.
Yeah,
it's so simplistic. Anybody could say that.
Yeah,
that's a reason to like it.
It's actually, yeah.
Or "I'll be back."
It's classic.
Yes.
Ooh,
I'll be back.
I'll be back.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista.
Hasta la vista. Like we all, people were speaking Spanish. That's how classic that was. Everyone was in a different language, and everyone, it's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that's when you know it's good.
Oh yes, that's the criteria for a good movie quote. I guess we'll reel it to a trivia. Can you name five state capitals?
5 state capitals and Albany, New York, Springfield, Illinois, Trenton, New Jersey. Let's go with Tallahassee, Florida.
Ooh, love that one.
Austin, Texas, Sacramento, California.
Ooh.
Flexing now.
Is that 5? Or is that
you did
North Carolina
6.
Charlotte or Raleigh?
Raleigh is. Yeah, Raleigh is.
Raleigh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Home of the Hurricanes.
The Springfield one came out of left field. Yeah. That's one usually people like forget that one.
Which one, Raleigh?
Springfield, Illinois.
Springfield, Illinois.
Yeah.
I was born in Chicago, so I kind of know the Illinois one. So
Homer.
That's why I said that one.
Yeah.
Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah, Madison.
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Columbus, Albany throws people off.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone thinks it's New York City. So I mean, but Albany, it's actually upstate New York's beautiful. So I mean, but everyone thinks it's New York City. But yeah, it's Albany. But people should see New York State. It's beautiful.
Do it, people.
Yeah. Yeah, before he starts reading off more capitals, would you rather have a turtle shell or armadillo armor?
I mean, because I grew up watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and like one of my first jobs was a PA on the newer Ninja Turtle movies, Turtles 2 or whatever.
Sweet.
Like 2013, 14, I don't know. One of them. Gotta go with the turtles, man.
Yeah.
Turtle and a half shell, ninja power.
Turtle and a half shell.
And I think I would harness the ninja power. In my mind, I would harness the ninja power. In reality, I would probably just eat pizza every day and become very unhealthy. But you know what I mean.
They look like they're in pretty good shape, even though they ate a lot of pizza.
They're in good shape.
Yeah, they had a rigorous workout routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know if I would have that same routine, but I would have the same diet probably. So, but
yeah,
definitely a turtle shell.
No, that's good. Yeah. There's not many movies about armadillos, so probably a good reason. For that.
Are there any really? I'm trying to think. But
there you go. You can be the first person to have an armadillo-related movie, or maybe don't, because I don't know. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe is there a high demand for armadillo movies these days? People are just.
I mean, you got to create that demand, but yeah, I don't think there is. So
people are just up in arms.
Someone created the turtle demand.
Yeah.
Someone,
Well,
someone created a demand for a golden retriever to play basketball. It can happen.
Yeah, Air Bud.
Yeah, man.
The super athletic golden retriever.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, that was. Are we done, Prod and Todd?
I think so. He did well. He did well.
All right, on to the next segment.
That's odd, Todd.
Hello, Todd.
Hello.
In this segment, we would like to ask you about the 2 truths and 1 lie. Do you have those prepared?
I have those prepared.
Oh,
Nice.
very well, very well. Would you like to spout those off?
Yes.
And
I don't know if I did it
myself and Michael
correctly.
will try to guess it.
Okay, I did a couple of them based on the name Todd, since I'm trying to keep to the theme
Ooh.
of the podcast. But okay, so I got a couple of them. So okay, I worked for the musician Alice Cooper for 4 years after college, and I was named after the fox in The Fox and the Hound, and my name actually was named in the services of my family. My name is actually Tuvia, and Todd is an American name, if you will. Well, I don't know how to say that better, but yeah.
Ooh.
First off, if you are named after Todd from Fox and the Hound, I'm gonna be very proud of you because that is my favorite Disney movie. It's a tearjerker.
It is a tearjerker.
It's so sad. They form such a nice relationship.
They do. They really do.
Yeah.
And
Let me.
And in fact, Todd means fox in Old English, which is why I think they named it Todd.
Oh, you good?
so the other one was what? Alice Cooper.
Yeah, Alice Cooper for 4 years
Yeah.
after. Yeah, and then, the name.
Did you apply his eyeliner for him, or what was the involvement there?
Well, you gotta answer. You know what I mean.
You're trying to dig in there.
Hey, sometimes they let us dig. Sometimes they say nope. That's not the way this game works, and it's Todd's show, so I guess it's fair. And then the other one. So what was the non-American name?
So
Americanized?
my naming name, if you will, is Tuvia.
Okay.
This is tough.
Much to my chagrin, I'm gonna say that you were not named after the fox in Fox and the Hound.
Okay,
Even though
so-
I hope I'm wrong.
Yeah, and I am going to go with. I'm going to go with Alice Cooper. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to slide that in there. All right, we have locked in.
I wasn't named after Fox and the Hound, but I have no idea where my mom got my name from. I asked her once, and she was literally like, "I don't know." We just kind of thought about it at the. But yeah, my actual my naming name is Tuvia, which is technically my Hebrew name. So that was the name that I was in the But and then I did work for Alice Cooper. I was actually
Awesome.
an assistant producer on his, believe it or not, his radio show for 4 years.
Oh wow!
So I 2008 or 9 to 2012, right before, and then I got into film. So I worked on his radio show, did a lot of writing,
Wow.
audio editing, all that stuff. So yeah.
Was that some of your first couple of years in the business?
I guess so. It was literally one of those things where I got an intern. I was in college and I got a 1 month internship. And then they needed, while I was a senior in college, and then they needed someone full time. So I got lucky.
Wow.
So then
That's
I was
awesome.
I'll do radio for a while. Why not? It was literally kind of random. It was fun though. Very nice guy.
Man, that's awesome. Did he
Yeah,
wear
that's-
that
that's
top
awesome.
hat around often?
No, it's not. He's actually a lot more normal than I think people.
I was
might
thinking
think.
of. I was like, he's not
Very nice
Slash.
guy.
No.
Yeah.
Did
He
Alice
wears it
Cooper
in
wear
some
a
of
top
his
hat?
music videos? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
Since-
wears a lot of hats and stuff.
What band was he in?
He's
Is he in Styx?
No.
he's in his own. He was in his own band. It was named after him, I guess.
Oh, it was just
Or he
Alice
changed his
Cooper.
name to that. So
I clearly
yeah.
suck.
Hey, but you won. You won
did
2
win.
truths and a lie, though.
But
so
did I-
you
did
don't
I
suck
really?
that bad.
But did I really?
Nah, not you didn't know what it was.
we all are winners.
Everybody
So
wins on the
We're either all winners or
Toddcast.
losers here.
Yeah. With that positive note, do you want to roll into the next segment?
Yeah. It's time for some wisdom.
In Todd, we trust.
All right, Todd. Thank you for being here. And this is one of our last segments as we start rounding it out.
Of course.
So we want some wisdom from you. What piece of wisdom would you like to leave the old Todd squad?
Well, first, thanks for having me. This is fun. I appreciate
Thanks.
you guys chatting with me. Yeah. I thought about this question, and I wanted to do something funny, but I actually kind of feel like I should say something a little bit more serious. I would not to bring a downer down, but I think my best advice to give to everyone, especially during these times, is to not be afraid of working on your mental health and to make sure you take that incredibly serious. And it's okay to seek help, go to a therapist. It's okay to do things to make yourself feel better and be healthier. So actually, my biggest advice to everyone is like everything happening in your life, regardless of the COVID stuff, but everything else, the more successful you're going to be is the more successful you are working on yourself and your own mental stability and your own feeling good about yourself and working on past traumas, past issues, all that stuff. The better you do that, I feel like that's my advice, is to not be afraid of working on stuff that's hard to work on, because all that stuff's going to help you be more successful in other aspects of your life.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Good.
Yeah, I know it's
definitely.
like you don't have a lot of people to really. You're not communicating with others as much, and I mean, like a therapist. I mean, that's definitely a great way to get out there and start talking. And there's such a stigma around going to a therapist, and I think we are getting better as a society of removing that.
I think so too.
It's like it's insurance. It's like little checkups for your own sanity. Sometimes
Exactly.
I mean it's.
Yeah, I think so too, and I think hopefully I think in a way I feel like the whole country is going through a form of trauma with what's happening, and especially with like COVID and stuff. But I also think it's like just being stuck, everyone by themselves, too much time on our phones, too much time watching movies. Like we just, but also even without it, it's just something that I've learned over the years is just making intense and hard moves to better yourself, better your mental well-being. And as you said, I think we're getting better as a country, as a culture, discussing it. Yeah. But I actually think it's a very, very important thing right now. But also, even after COVID, I think it's okay to have issues. It's okay to have trauma from the past. It's okay to mess up. It's okay to feel like you're not exactly where you're at. But what helps with all that is constantly working at your mental health. And I think hopefully mental health is the next frontier. We all in America, we see everyone's they brag about abs and they brag about muscles and all this other stuff, but I hope one day we can brag about feeling better.
Yes.
And working on our traumas in a healthy way and working on issues in a healthy way. One day it'll happen. For now, I write screenplays and direct, so I don't know if that helps anybody. But I do my best personally. But that's my advice. Sorry to bring it if it got a little
that's
down on that.
We like the insightfulness. We like that kind of advice. That's really good, and it's useful for a lot of people because it's relatable to everybody. Everybody has stuff that they need to either work on or they're hard on themselves about. They have just issues that they may not feel comfortable bringing up to people. But working on mental health and kind of understanding that everyone's going through those kind of issues. So it's okay to have them.
Everyone is.
But just take care of yourself and kind of, And
everybody has them. You can have the most perfect childhood in the world. It's just being a human. You're just, it's just the way it is. It's not easy. And, we all go through struggles. We all have gone through mistakes. We've all gone through positive moments. We've all gone through breakups. We've all gone through failures. And it's I don't know. I'm interested in seeing a society be more open about struggles, mental struggles. I think also like it will help everything. It helps I think how people treat other people if they're more comfortable and healthier within their own mind too. And we'll see. Hopefully this decade is the decade of mental health awareness, and we'll see. So.
Man.
Was
awesome. Yeah, that was great.
I should have come up with. I gotta come up with something funny now, though. I'm not good with that. And also good advice is always good. Also, good advice is to look forward to my full length film. I guess I don't know why I said that. But I'm just
plug it.
Plug it.
Wow. Well, I think it's time to start rounding us out here.
It's time to give a nod to Todd.
One nod for you, sir.
Just one nod, huh?
Thank you guys.
Holding out on the nods, I see.
I'll take any nod I can get in this world.
Now we have a fair amount of nods to award you, so we appreciate you taking the time out. I mean, we had a good time. We asked some wacky questions. We had some moments of insight. No, but yeah, it's been a good time, and we really appreciate you taking the time out.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. I appreciate you taking time out to talk to me as well.
Yeah. And
I'll come back for the film podcast. I promise. If you'll have me.
Yes, yeah, we will be a feature-length film in the future. So produced by Todd Bogin.
Mm-hmm.
No, but for all the listeners, do you have any websites or anything else that you would like to drop, or just have them follow you on Instagram?
Yeah, I mean, I don't do Twitter, or I'm not really that active on Twitter or Facebook, but I'm not active at all on any of those. But Instagram, you can find me at ELBOGINO, El Bogino. That's my personal one. And then website for my little production company, it's just watervoicesproductions.com. And then on there, you can just go, if you want to see the short film, there's a modulation nowhere section. You can just find me there. Left with Only Rain. Follow me on Instagram to see when that's going to come out. We're hopefully going to be filming it in the next few months. But it's going to be the biggest indie hit of 2021, I promise.
Yes.
But yeah, follow me there. Watervoicesproductions.com, at El Bogino on Instagram. So reach out if you want.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after you check him out on Instagram, go ahead and give us a follow at the Toddcast Pod, and go ahead and subscribe and review wherever you can find podcasts. If you're a Todd or know any Todds, slide into our DMs at the Toddcast Pod, or email us at thetoddcastpod@gmail.com.
All right. And with that, I'm Michael.
And I am Brad.
And he's Todd.
And he's Todd.